will be going live in 5, 4, 3, 2. We're live.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. It's currently 8 a.m. like normal. It is 64 degrees outside with a high of 78 today, so it's going to be a little cooler than it was yesterday. However, it feels hot outside. I mean, I walked out this morning and just, boom, got hit by muggy, disgusting, sticky weather. So it was raining too. It's been raining. It looks like we got some more showers getting ready to come up and hit us here in just a little bit. So I think that'll be done around 9:30ish. The potential chances for showers kind of dwindle after that. But just have a light jacket weather, but dress light and comfortable though too, because it is just muggy, hot, sticky. It's not fun weather today. We'll just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, traffic conditions are fair. There was actually a car wreck right in front of the Y today. There was like a three-car fender bender kind of situation going on. Nothing crazy. They're just over there on the side of the road twiddling with their phones trying to get the police and their insurance companies involved, I'm sure. I wonder if we'll be the ones getting that call here in a little bit. But, yeah, just remember to drive safe in this rainy weather. The roads are going to be a little slicker. People are going to be driving a little bit more cautiously. And if they're not, you need to be more cautious because it's not a good thing to be driving out in this kind of weather and crap like that happens. So with that being said, traffic conditions, again, are fair. Like I said, there's nothing really going to slow you down going into Tulsa today, so just drive safe. Those roads will be slick. Now, upcoming events in Owasso, nothing's really changed. The Chamber of Commerce, I think they have something going on today. They had 3 events this week, one every day from Wednesday to Friday. I can't think of what today's event was. I think yesterday was Popcorn and Perks.
Yes, it was.
I think today is donut. No, not Donuts Dictionary. I think
that's Friday.
Yeah, Donuts
Today is Ambassador meetup.
That's right.
So that's at St. Vincent and John's, and you have to be invited or be brought to by one of the members, and then you can be voted to be on the board.
That's right.
And then you're right, Dignitary Donuts is on Friday. Then as for Owassoisms, I'm pulling them up right now. Well, I say that. If it'll work. I don't know if it's my internet or the computer's down. There we go. And I'm showing for Owassoisms just that
fun run on the 18th.
That's right, at the Owasso Sports Park.
Okay, well, there you go. That's what you got to do on the 18th.
That's it. Yeah, that's really all we've got.
Hopefully it won't be too rainy or wet out there. But, yeah, I guess that won't stop the dedicated runners. Now.
Okay. And then, Mavericks won the other night. It was 104 to 92. That's the only other thing we forgot. But that's it, which that's disappointing.
Yeah, Thunder got to step it up, man. Can't keep playing from a deficit. All right. Now, as far as national news goes, it looks like Biden has officially challenged Trump to a debate. Now, do you have that video of him challenging Trump to the debate? Like his.
Oh, I don't, but I can pull that up.
Yeah, if you can find that. So, what's interesting about this video is it has 5 jump cuts in it, which means Biden couldn't get it right very well. So it took him at least 5 different edits to get what he had to say to Trump down. Yeah, you can make sure it's up on the...
Will do. I'm turning up the volume, and I'll bring it over here in just a moment.
Yeah, and I'll try to point out the cuts. Or, Chad, you can, since you're closer, you can point out the cuts when they happen.
You got it.
Whenever you're ready, partner.
You got it. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen. Volume is up on it. And I will take us to multi-screen. Transition.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays. Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. Since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting...
So, if you notice those zooms, like basically the Steelman argument could be that he it's very possible he had multiple cameras on him, but it doesn't look like the angle changes all that much. So the logical conclusion of this is he took a lot of takes. Now, if you guys know anything, Biden's not all there anymore. I mean, we've all been watching the show. We've all been watching the news. I know the media is doing their best to make him look as competent as possible. And he does decent in his public speeches. That's because they drug that man up. I mean, part of me thinks they're putting meth into him or something because he's so hyper-focused in those debates. But when he's not on the debates, when they don't have him drugged up, he is incoherent. He's walking around like he doesn't know where he's going. So, I mean, Shane Gillis famously has his little comedy sketches going, well, Joe Biden turns into a Roomba once he's done with his speech. He doesn't know where to go, what to do. He just starts bouncing all over the room. Now, I think I saw a tweet earlier today that said this upcoming debate with Joe Biden and Trump is going to be the Manhattan Project for pharmaceutical companies trying to get Biden drugged up enough to be able to have a coherent conversation with Donald Trump. And again, if you remember the debate, like, you know, him blowharding saying, oh, yeah, I beat Donald Trump twice. It's not that he beat Donald Trump. It's that he never argued any of the points. Like, he didn't know which son Donald Trump was talking about when he was critiquing Hunter. He thought he was talking about Beau Biden, who's dead. So that's the thing. Like, these debates with Joe Biden might now actually go in Trump's favor because Biden won't know what Trump is referencing. Like, Trump will say something and Biden will be like, you don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't even have a son. Like, that's, you know, when dementia helps you win the debate because you don't know what your opponent's talking about. That's kind of what I'm seeing for the upcoming Donald Trump Joe Biden debate. My concern is that Joe won't know what Trump's talking about, so nothing of value is going to come out of this. So that's my concern. That's my fear for this upcoming debate because the debates between Donald Trump and Joe Biden when Joe was 4 years younger were not that fruitful. Because I just remember watching, oh my gosh, he has no idea what he's talking about, and he doesn't know what Trump's referencing. How can you have a debate with someone if they don't even know what you're referencing or talking about? So, and again, Biden set a bunch of rules. Like they want it to be done by CNN. They want CNN to be the moderator, and they don't want it to actually be a debate. They want it to be like more of a conversation, and like, you know, they can cut off the mics whenever. So it won't be like the Donald Trump Hillary Clinton debates where he's like, because you'd be in jail. You know, like they're going to literally, after a lot of times run out, they want the mics to be dropped completely, which is going to ultimately work out in Joe's favor because Joe can just say stuff unhindered. And Trump's not going to be able to call BS. And that's what Trump does. Trump is he's gonna stump him in the middle of a conversation and be like, that's not true. Or what are you talking about?
It's a little odd that the person who challenges someone to a debate and then the person agrees and they go, I'm going to set a bunch of rules now. Shouldn't the challenger be setting the rules or the challenged be setting the rules?
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's the thing. It's what Douglas Murray famously talked about this. You know, it's like the left always does this. It goes, we can have the debate, but we must have the debate on our terms. Well, how easy for you. And how unsurprising it will be when you end up coming out on top of such a debate. So again, I don't know if this is ultimately going to work out in Trump's favor. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it might actually really hurt Trump. Because literally, they're just going to drop his mics. They're going to say, you're out of order, you're out of line, you can't talk anymore. But maybe not. Again, Joe, I mean, they're going to have to pump Joe full of tons of drugs in order for him to even sound coherent and rational.
He's going to be completely methed up for this.
Yes,
completely.
Adderall, whatever you want to call it. So it will be either way. It'll be an interesting watch. Whether or not it's going to work out in Trump's favor, though, I'm not sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Trump will. I mean, I thought Trump ultimately came out on top of those debates with Joe last time. But the problem is the media again. The media made it seem like Joe came out on top. And Joe didn't do badly in those debates against Trump. That's what I'm saying. Like, the way Joe argued, it was like they weren't even talking about the same thing. So that's the difference. You know, if you can't interrupt and you can't come out and say that's bad, that's not good, then you're not going to really have much of a debate to begin with. You know, it's like you want to be able to call people out on their points there in the moment and stumble them and challenge them right there, not to be like, hey, I've got my list of talking points here. I'm going to go over them and, you know, I'll have a couple of counterpoints I can make back. But that's not fun. You know, you want somebody to be completely caught off guard in their debate, not know what they're going to say. And I am a firm believer that Joe's probably going to have some type of earpiece in, too. People will be feeding him stuff, which could hurt Joe in the long run because he won't be able to keep up with what they're telling him to say. So I don't know. That's about all we've got there for you on the upcoming Joe Biden Trump debates. We'll see. It'll be entertaining one way or the other. I don't whether or not it's going to work out in either candidate's favors. That will remain to be seen. Now, pushing on to our next subject, we'll kind of title this segment "The Soft Bigotry of Low Expectations." So, I think that's a George Bush Sr. quote. But when it comes to party affiliation and which party is actually racist, you know, when it comes to Republicans go, we expect you to behave a certain way and to be able to compete in society. You just have to be able to do these things and to be successful. Democrats look at minorities like, oh, they don't know any better. They're not educated. They don't have access to information. It's like, what are you talking about? And this, Kathy, I mean, this has been all around the news. We're kind of late on this, but, you know, this is the theme of our subject today. Kathy Hochul is one of these Democrats who just think that minorities, specifically black people, are dumb. They don't know how to do stuff. They don't know how to live in a modern society. So watch what she says here. I mean, she said this to a black moderator, too. I mean, no one calls Democrats out on the soft bigotry of low expectations, on their racism. It's like, oh, black people don't know better. Well, she can speak for herself, but go ahead and play the video.
You got it.
The Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is.
It's incredibly racist. Super racist.
They don't know. They don't know these things.
You're not helping yourself.
And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges.
White people love pizza. Black people love pizza. Do black people like pizza?
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx.
And there you go, right there. I mean, kids in the Bronx don't know what a computer is. Are you kidding me?
We need their perspective on technology. If they don't know what a computer is, what good is their perspective on technology, if that's what you think?
I mean, I cannot believe people let Democrats get away with this. But then again, you know, the media is going to run cover for someone like Kathy Hochul. Remember, Kathy Hochul's an unelected official. She stepped in for, what's his name? Cuomo.
Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah. And so the fact that she's able to get away with this kind of stuff is unbelievable. And just that, I mean, like, black people don't know what computers are, specifically black people in the Bronx. Like, are you kidding me? Like, are you saying that the public school system in the Bronx doesn't have computers in the library? And you're saying all the kids in that school don't have access to those computers? Like, it's unbelievable that people, like, they let her get away with this.
All schools, like, have a computer class. Even back when we were kids, when, you know, computers was still dial-up, yeah, we had computer typing classes.
Does the Bronx not have, like, a public library? I mean, the internet cafes are a thing now. Like, they literally just have public computers, and you go to an internet cafe, you pay to use these computers in this room, or you go and buy something, and you just get to use them for free. Like, do you think they don't? I mean, cell phones are computers at this point now. So it's ridiculous. Go pull up and a black person made a response to this video, and it was
pretty epic.
I would say. So go ahead and play the response video to this.
All right, here we go.
And you got the video volume turned up?
I do.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges. Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word
literally
computer is. They don't know.
That
they
is
don't
what
know
they're
these
doing.
things.
That
and
right
I want
there
the world open up to all
is
of
exactly
them,
what she
because
thinks of the black community. These are Democrats, man. Like that, and that's the perfect response. That's why these TikTok videos or these Instagram videos, wherever these are from, this is why I like talking about these critique videos, because this is what the rational, everyday person thinks. It's like Kathy Hochul lives in New York. She's been a New Yorker probably her whole life. She looks at us here in Oklahoma like flyover states people, I imagine. Like, again, every time a kid moved here from another state, they'd be like, "Oh, Oklahoma, I thought you guys lived in teepees and chased buffalo." And you're like, "Are you serious?"
And rode on horses everywhere.
Yeah. So think about that. That's what, like, that is how dumb these people are. Like, Kathy Hochul thinks that this is what minority groups think. Like people who come here from Africa, people who are just ethnic minorities who've been in America their whole life. Like, oh, they don't know how to use computers. They don't know how to function in everyday society. Like, are you kidding me? So that response video by this dude, the dude who made this, I mean, that's great. I mean, it's a perfect summary and analysis of what she thinks of that community. And this is not new. Democrats have always had this mentality that minorities can't do it on their own.
Yeah,
they can't do it without government assistance.
There's groups of people out there that are just too stupid to be able to learn things.
Yeah.
Which, why they think that is beyond me. I mean, the only time that I actually ever thought that was after I joined the Army.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I met legit mouth breathers, but,
yeah,
you know, it's like they joined the Army, they signed a contract on their own, and they passed basic training, so you can't say that they're completely, useless. They've done the bare minimum, at least, in the military.
Yeah. So, yeah, and we'll show you proof, too, of this, of the soft bigotry of low expectations. Particularly, this is a prevailing thought in college campuses. So why don't you pull up that Ami Horowitz video, and we can just kind of sit here and watch that for a little bit before we wrap it up today. So this is a video done by Ami Horowitz, and he's going around college campuses asking white liberals if minorities know how to get IDs and things like that. The question is basically, is voter ID racist? And, of course, people on college campuses say, yeah, of course. And then he goes into the Bronx and asks black folks personally if they think that it's racist. And the answers will surprise you.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, check it out.
Do you have an opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
I think voter ID laws
He's
are
on
a
a
way to
college campus
perpetuate
right now, just for the
racism.
record.
Would you say would you go as far as say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely.
Tell us how.
Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
Minority voters are less likely to have the kinds of IDs that have been described or required.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other places where they can get identification.
You can always get IDs. You do over
No
the internet.
one has easy
Does that
access
also
to the DMV.
make it difficult for black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay
Ever
an
been
internet
to the
service
DMV?
provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
My
A lot of people have
God.
smartphones, but you might not have data. For most of the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware or they're not informed.
I also think there's a repression of black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, you're not allowed to vote and everything. And when you look at swing states like Florida, that's a huge population of the African Americans.
Now I'm here in East Harlem to ask black people their thoughts on what you just heard. Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has an ID. Why would they think we don't have ID? That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes.
Because I have my ID and my friends have their ID, so like we know what we need to carry around.
Everybody that I know have ID. Like, that's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with.
College liberals.
Do you
They
know
just don't
any
have the
black
knowledge to how to
adult
get
who
ID.
does not have ID?
No, I don't.
Is it a weird thing to even say that?
Yes, it is.
What is this, some type of trick candy cameras?
I know, right? That's the only thing I brought with me.
Those are legit IDs. I heard a lot also that black people can't figure out how to get to the DMV.
Really?
What does that say to you?
I know it's that, on 25th Street.
Do you know where the DMV is around you?
It's on 125th Street and 3rd Avenue, I believe.
You know how to get there?
Yeah.
Would you have a problem getting there if you had to get there?
No.
I know these sound like silly questions. You know how to get to the DMV?
Of course.
You know where it is?
Yes.
You can get there?
Uh-huh.
No problem.
All right, you
No
can
problem.
stop
Just
it
checking.
here.
Okay.
And I also heard a lot that black.
But again, the soft bigotry of low expectations. Those college liberals, those 18 and he wasn't even talking to those 18-year-old kids. Like he was talking to adults in their 30s and 40s too. So these college liberal elites are like, they just don't know any better. They don't have access to stuff. Like, what are you talking about? The DMV is a government-run public office. Like, we go there to get our driver's license renewed. Are you saying black people don't do these people literally think that no black person drives a car legally? Like, that is, again, the soft bigotry of low expectations. That is the prevailing thought in college campuses, the prevailing thinking process in the college campuses. It's like, I'm pretty sure we went to college with black people. They all had cars. It's like, are the people that have interacted with them at college that are white liberals like, oh, well, they're just the lucky ones? Like, are you serious? It's unbelievable. Even the football players, even if you considered a lot of the guys on the football team low IQ or dumb, majority of them had cars or scooters or something to drive around on. They all had student ID for sure.
Yep.
I mean, how'd they get into the library at night? They had to scan their card on that little card scanner on the door.
And never once did you, me, or any sane, what I'd consider conservative person think, these people don't know how to get IDs. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
These people just don't know any better. I mean, they're just... Isn't it wonderful that they're allowed to be in public here at the school? Like, literally, again, liberals view minorities as pets. They don't view them as people. Or if they view them as people, they view them as people that are lesser than them. It's like, no. The conservative prevailing thought process is we're all equal. You just have to perform and be useful. You set the standard, you leave the standard alone. Liberal thought process is, well, us white people, we're on top, and then you have all the minorities below us, and we have to create laws and put in processes to make it easier for minorities to prevail. It's like, are you kidding? You're saying they can't hack it. They're not smart enough to get in college on their own merits. But again, and then you have to go into the more complex stuff where it's like, well, they think the entire system that's been set up is racist. No. The entire system that was set up is not racist. If that was the case, there wouldn't be any minorities or in colleges at all.
I mean, not that I want to go deep into this, but that brings up why diversity quotas and affirmative action would even be a thing. If the whole system was racist, why would the system allow affirmative action policies?
Yeah. It's silliness. It's all silliness, but that's the way the liberal elite think. These people, they just need our help at all times, and we have to put government mandates in place in order to help these people. Like, dude, nobody needs help. They can do it on their own. You know what they need help from? They need help from their friends and family, and they need the government to get out of their way.
The government didn't throw so many rules and regulations on things, it would be easier for people to start businesses and do the things that they needed to do
to succeed.
Exactly, without having to jump through all these hoops that make it dang near impossible to start a business, file your taxes, whatever it happens to be.
Yeah. But yeah, again, Bush Sr. said it the best, I think. The soft bigotry of low expectations. That is the worst kind. It's like, oh, well, they can't succeed. Tough.
Or the soft bigotry of zero expectations or no expectations in some cases.
I don't even know if that would be even considered soft. That's hard bigotry. It's like, oh, you can't do anything on your own. You need us to hold your hand. That's why communism, Marxism, it's all bad. All bad.
I mean, that is kind of the liberal philosophy, though, of like, if it wasn't for us doing these things, no one would succeed in life.
Yeah.
It's the thought process. It makes you feel good about yourself, too. It's like, if it wasn't for me voting the way I do, these
Minorities
people wouldn't have ever stood a chance.
Yeah. It's, how easy it is to feel good about yourself when you can mandate charity from the government, which makes other people less charitable in the public life because, well, all of my taxes are going to pay for ridiculous charity causes anyway, so why the heck do I even need to do charity in my private life? They're taxing me to death already. But yeah, no thank you. I say no thank you to all of it. Now, if you stuck around with us this long, we've got a real funny way to end the show today. It's an older video, but it's one that always makes me laugh every time it pops up in my Instagram feed or on my YouTube feed. So we're gonna play this real quick video, and there's nothing to see. It's just like somebody playing video games. It's all audio. It's like a prank phone call, but. So, just whenever Chad's ready, just let her fly.
You got it.
Hello, I'm trying to reach Marcus.
Yeah, this is Marcus. Who this?
My name Bryce. Now, you married to Tina, right?
Yeah, Tina, my wife.
Yeah, okay. How long you been married to Tina?
Me and Tina been married 5 years.
Okay. See, we our family member actually has been missing for 6 years. Does Tina have a birthmark on her shoulder?
Yeah. So what you trying to say? My wife part of your family or something? That what you trying to say?
I'm certain that your wife Tina is my brother Tim. You know.
So you trying to say for the last 5 years I've been sleeping with a man? That's what you trying to say? If it is, I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm not even gonna want to talk about what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be so you're gonna have a dead brother. That's what you're gonna have.
You're not gonna do nothing to my brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something to her. You're gonna be married to me.
You're not gonna do nothing to my. Hello, I'm trying to reach Marcus.
Oh, that is the best. What a great prank call. Somebody would say that's probably fake, and it probably is fake or set up to some degree. But man, that is comedy gold right there, man. I'm gonna do something. That's the case.
I don't have a brother anymore.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. So good. But that's about all we've got for you today. We wanted to end it with a funny high note today because it was just so the entire setup today was so ridiculous. So we wanted to end on something funny. So that's about all we've got for you today. This is the Twins with Owasso Live. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. We appreciate you guys watching. We are signing off. God bless y'all.
See you later, everybody.